Welcome back to Grapple FK, everyone. We are covering Misha Cirkunov v Ryan Spann. This is the co-main event of Bilal Muhammad against Leon Edwards on Saturday night / Sunday morning. So Misha Cirkunov, number 11 at 205. Ryan Spann, number 13 at 205. Spann's coming off a loss to Johnny Walker. Quite a weird loss. Wasn't the most technical TKO from Walker. Spann was very disappointed in his performance after that, and it was a weird one. It was a weird one. Cirkunov, I'm not sure. Did he win his last fight?
Let's have a look.
Check. Yeah, he submitted. Jimmy Crute.
Yeah, that was a good fight actually.
With that Peruvian necktie, which I know nothing about.
Yeah, it's basically a head and arm choke from guard, and you kind of flick your legs up over their back.
Sick.
Yeah.
Have you ever done one of those?
No, I've never done it.
No.
I'm still an arm bars fan.
Ellie do an arm bar. No, I'm joking. Arm bars are quite difficult to get. They're not. It's not easy to get an arm bar.
I've only ever got them against complete beginners.
Yeah, it's not easy. To get an arm bar.
Yeah, the
easiest one to do is a rear naked choke.
Yeah, rear naked choke, or against a beginner, at least for me, getting into mount, then a head and arm choke from mount.
Yeah,
just
or guillotine's quite easy as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So they have an opponent in common, one that I can see already. Johnny Walker. He finished both of them. But I mean, Cirkunov's very well rounded. And they've both got, they've both finished people. This is 205. Anything can happen, basically. I'd say Spann probably hits harder. What do you think about that? He seems to hit harder.
That's a difficult question. I think Cirkunov, when he lands flush, he hits hard, but he lacks the precision. So the power, it may be powerful, but if you're not landing clean, it doesn't really matter. I think Ryan Spann is more of a precision kind of guy. And, when he's jabbing you at range and he's finding that target clean on your nose, then, it hurts.
With precision comes power, I guess.
Yeah, it's a bit like Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards doesn't KO people, but, when he throws that jab or that 1-2, it looks heavy. And, when those things build up, it's quite unpleasant.
But Spann does KO people. But this is 205, right?
So Spann, I mean, how many KOs has he got? I think he's got
one. One actually, you're right. And then he's got two subs.
Yeah, I mean, Spann's got KOs in his pre-UFC
that's
record.
What I was just about to say. Cirkunov's got a mixture of KOs and mainly subs. He's good with the... he's a black belt in BJJ. So
yeah, I mean, Cirkunov's... I would say most of Cirkunov's game is the takedown, get it to the ground, and then get a submission. If you're doing Peruvian neckties, that indicates he's a high-level jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
The subs are his kind of thing. His grappling is, I would say, decent.
Yeah.
I think there's a wrestling base there, and you combine that with the jiu-jitsu is pretty good. I mean, he manhandled Jimmy Crute mostly, although Jimmy Crute did reverse position on him 3 times.
Crute's a good fighter as well.
He is.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Crute reversed position 3 times, but then Cirkunov got it back and ended up submitting him with, the Peruvian necktie. So to me, Cirkunov's ground game is good, but not amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, against Ryan Spann, are we going to see Cirkunov grapple fuck him, or is he going to run into problems? Because Ryan Spann's got a ground game as well.
Yeah, he's got loads of submissions on his record.
He has.
Yeah.
And he's all about that guillotine. He's got at least a couple of guillotine submissions. He submitted Sam Alvey with a standing head and arm choke. So
I don't know how Sam Alvey got out of that, to be honest.
He looked like he was slowly passing out. His face was turning purple.
he was going pink. Yeah,
Yeah.
pink, purple. Yeah.
And then I think Ryan Spann just gave up and let him off the hook.
And then Sam Alvey was just smiling for the rest of the fight, as he usually does. But yeah, I mean, the thing about Cirkunov is he's been KO'd 3 times in the first round.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good, but again, it's 205. But still, that's not good. So who's KO'd him? Ozdemir KO'd him. Teixeira, Walker, all big hitters, to be fair.
Yeah.
But still, that's not good.
It's not. I mean, just a couple of things about Cirkunov striking. In a couple of his fights, for example, against Glover Teixeira, who's an excellent striker, at least an excellent boxer, he looked really good. He was aggressive, throwing volume. He looked pretty sharp. Against other fighters, for example, like Jon Kutalaba, he just looked he wasn't throwing much. He wasn't pushing the pace. He wasn't aggressive. He looked stiff. So he's a bit inconsistent with the striking. And it's difficult to say what kind of, what kind of striking game he's going to bring against Ryan Spann.
Yeah.
And of course, against...
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, and against Jimmy Crute, for example, he didn't really strike at all. So, yeah.
No. Well, yeah, according to this, Crute did most of the striking. But I was about to say he's, turning 35, 34, 35, 34. So still not a bad age for 205.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's not like he's old for 205.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, Spann's a lot younger than him, but this is a tough one. It's a tough one because it's... I think Spann's better standing up, definitely.
Yeah.
But the problem is the obviously if Cirkunov does take him down, what happens then?
The thing is, I think you're absolutely right. Spann wins the stand-up game.
Yeah.
And yeah, as you said, the variable is, what happens if Cirkunov gets it to the ground? It's not a given that Cirkunov will get the submission against Spann. It's not a given that it'll just be a complete grapple fuck. It could happen because we've seen it against other guys like Jimmy Crute and even guys like no, so I'm thinking of something else. But I'm just not that sure how good Ryan Spann's game is. He's definitely got a jiu-jitsu game. I've certainly seen him defend takedowns reasonably well.
Takedown defense isn't great. 60%.
Yeah. One thing Cirkunov's really good is he's very good at getting the takedown off kicks, whether it's a front kick, a teep, a middle kick, a high kick, whatever it is. He tends to get the takedown off those kicks.
Yeah. His accuracy is pretty good as well. His takedown average is very good.
Yeah, 57. That's pretty good. So more than half of the takedowns he's getting.
Yeah.
He's getting them. And a lot of his submission finishes are in the first round, I believe.
Yeah, so you got to crank it in round 2, arm triangle in round 3 against Ian Kutalaba, who's a good fighter. Krylov, he choked out in round 1. Krylov is a good fighter too. Then he lost 2 in a row. The arm triangle, Patrick Cummins in the first round, and he subbed. So he's very dangerous if he gets someone to the ground. He can be very dangerous.
Yeah, I think we have to assume Cirkunov's got the advantage on the ground.
Yeah, I would say so. I think he's more advanced. I mean, what? I mean, not that it really matters, but what belt is Spann? Do you know?
I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's look at his Wikipedia.
Yeah, I know for a fact Cirkunov is a black belt.
But we talk about jiu-jitsu against wrestlers. I mean, jiu-jitsu, when you're on the bottom in MMA, you definitely need it, but it's not as if it's an enormous help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see it on Wikipedia here.
Also, Ryan Spann is huge, so he might be a bit difficult to control on the ground.
He is. Yeah, he is. He is enormous. Yeah, so Ryan Spann fought Devin Clark. Devin Clark's a very serious wrestler.
Yeah.
I want to say he's NCAA. And
Yeah, I think he is.
yeah, Devin Clark couldn't really do much with him on the ground. And I don't think Devin Clark, I'm just trying to remember that fight. Did Devin Clark even get him to the ground?
Is Devin Clark the one that's quite undersized for this weight?
Yeah,
6 foot. Yeah, 6 foot. Yeah, I thought so.
So,
yeah. So if we go to Devin Clark.
Actually, Devin Clark did get him down 3 times, yeah. No, sorry, wait. No, twice. Devin Clark got Ryan Spann down twice. But
then he
couldn't do
got
anything
subbed.
with it. Yeah, couldn't do anything with it. That is probably quite telling. That does make me wonder what's Cirkunov going to do down there. But then
Devin Clark's not a black belt, right?
That's the thing. Yeah. He hasn't got, subs, coming out of his ass. So
yeah, it's a tough one. It's really tough to pick this one.
It is. I think what we know, what we do know, is that Ryan Spann wins on the feet because he's very good at fighting at range. He pops the jab. He's got a nice jab. He throws kicks, front kicks.
Got power.
Yeah, and a lot of his most of his fights, he pushes forward, and he gets people up against the cage. And when you've got someone up against the cage, and you're 6'5", and you've got an 80-inch reach, you do a lot of damage. It's very difficult to get out of that because you've got nowhere. If you're the guy on the cage, you've got nowhere to go, and you can't reach him. It's Spann is just very good at fighting at range.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Yeah, and he does hit hard. He's not a knockout guy, but he's one of those guys whose jab lands clean, and it's quite hard.
Yeah,
and
he was on a good run as well before the Johnny Walker fight.
Yeah, I mean there is a difference in competition here.
Cirkunov's fought way higher opposition, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean Kutalov. Yeah, Jan Kutalov, Krylov, Teixeira, Ozdemir.
Yeah, all serious guys.
And he just beaten Jimmy Crude. Who's an up and coming killer.
Yeah, he's a monster.
So this is so hard.
Yeah, I hate betting on 205 in heavyweight as well. It's just anything can happen, but
I might have a solution here, Waleed, because we know we get very clever with our bets.
Yes, we do.
But should we look at the odds?
Yeah, let's look at the odds.
Who do you think the favourite is?
I think Cirkunov will be the favourite because he's coming off a win. Slight favourite, though.
Okay, let's have a look.
And he's fought better opposition as well.
So the favourite is indeed Cirkunov at -125. And Ryan Spann is... What do you think Ryan Spann is?
I don't know, +100? Plus something?
So yeah, evens, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's evens, even money. Which I think makes sense. Those odds, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. The question is, what can we do with these odds?
Well, my idea, I haven't checked the odds for this particular thing, but I'm thinking we bet on Ryan Spann and then hedge that with a Cirkunov submission.
So you think Spann should go in one of the come-comes, the risky one?
was thinking more of an individual bet.
Individual bet. Okay.
Because if we're going for a risky
Yeah, that's a good
come-come,
point, actually. Yeah.
if we're going for the risky come-come parlay, we should say
Parlay.
we need
Sorry.
to be more confident in Ryan Spann.
Some of the fans are saying come now.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw that. Yeah. So Misha Cirkunov by submission is plus 260, which isn't good.
Yeah.
So this is a bugger.
Yeah, it really is. This one's a bit of a nightmare.
Misha Cirkunov by submission. So on. So I'm just running some numbers on the on Paddy Power. Yeah, I don't think you can make that work. The odds just aren't big enough for the Cirkunov submission.
Yeah.
I mean, well, maybe they are. But you're not winning much if Ryan Spann wins.
What are you winning if he wins?
Oh, so we're putting a tenner on Ryan Spann.
Yeah.
You get 20 back. So you're
Just
investing. So you're investing $15.50 in order to get 20 back. So for a profit of £4.50.
Okay, that's not bad.
And of course, so you're spending $5.50 on the Misha Cirkunov submission hedge, which returns £19.80. So you bet £5.5 on the hedge, you get your money back. If Ryan Spann wins, you win £4.50.
Okay.
But that's assuming that Misha Cirkunov can only win by submission.
I think he can only win by submission. Actually, possibly TKO. Cirkunov does hit hard.
He does have a TKO or more on his record.
No, he's only got one. To be honest, I think it's most likely through submission that he'll win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one.
It's definitely a tricky one. Have you assessed any of the other fights on the card?
I haven't assessed them. I had a very brief look today, picking up on your point yesterday about Hackbrass versus that.
Mexican dude.
Yeah, the newcomer Rafa Garcia.
Yeah.
No, that's what Hackbrass is a big favourite at -400.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But maybe, but subject to research on Garcia, that we may be able to put Hackbrass in the safe come along with, the come along with Leon Edwards.
Yeah, I don't. I had a look at Rafa Garcia's record, and he was fighting in a circuit I've never heard of. It's not like LFA or anything like that.
Let me have a look at this.
Yeah, and obviously Hackbrass has had. He's had what 4 or 5 wins in the UFC now, so he's pretty experienced.
So Garcia is 12-0.
Yeah, 12-0 can mean anything coming into the UFC.
So he's fighting in Combate, a Mexican promotion. I've heard of that.
Have you heard of it? Okay.
He fought a guy called Humberto Bandenay, who was in the UFC.
Oh, okay.
He's beating guys who are 10-3, 17-12.
It's not bad. 10-3, 17-12 is not great. 10-3 is okay.
I think what we'd have to do is look at that fight against Humberto Bandenay.
Yeah.
And see how he performs, because that's a UFC caliber guy.
Obviously, someone let go by the UFC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After. Yeah.
So just for some context, Humberto Bandenay has got 1 win in the UFC and 3 losses.
So not a great UFC fighter.
No.
What's...
But one win in the UFC is something. You know?
It's better than nothing, yeah. UFC.
But still, I mean, obviously, just looking at this, Hank Perest.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So Hank Perest has got... I mean, his first fight was on 9 days' notice. He did pretty well against Marcin Held. I don't think he... I mean, that was a pretty close fight. He knocked Marcin Held down as well, but he just got controlled on the ground. Then he went on a 3-fight win streak. Then he got knocked out by Drew Dober. Then he won against Alexander Munoz. So he's won 4 fights in the UFC and lost 2, but the first one was very close. So, I mean, he's been beating people, and then
he's not beating good people, though, is he?
Not beating good people, no. But I mean, Mark Diakiese's okay. He's not bad. Joaquin Silva, I think, was on a 5-fight win streak when Hank Perest KO'd him. Sorry, had won 4, and then Hank Perest KO'd him 4 of the last 5. So he's decent. Thibaut Guti, I don't know too much of. He's shit. Okay, he's lost like 5 or whatever. And then Alexander Munoz isn't great as well. Marcin Held is a good grappler. But, I mean, look at that. That's not great as well.
Yeah, but still, I think Hank Perest has got the advantage here.
Yeah, because he's beaten... Joaquin's got 4 wins in the UFC, and Mark Diakiese has got how many wins in the UFC? 5 wins. So he's beaten 2 decent kind of top 30, top 40 guys. Alexander Munoz, I think, beat that guy with 1 arm in the Contender Series. Was that
guy with 1 arm?
Was it? Is that yeah. But yeah, we should watch that. We should watch that and see what happens there, because maybe we could put Hank Perest in the safe. What else have we got? Rani Yaya. Who's this guy? I can't remember now.
Ugh.
Eric Anders and Darren Stewart. I think Darren can do this.
Let me look at Eric Anders' record quickly.
I like Darren Stewart. I think he's decent.
He is decent, yeah. He's massive.
He's massive, and he's got that roadman spirit. I like that. And then we've got Martinez against Davey Grant as well. Davey Grant's quite old now. Yeah, the problem with Martinez is he only throws kicks for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a very weird style. Yeah,
but very good kicks though. His kicks are pretty good.
Yeah, I bet against him not that long ago, and went on fucking 1. And I bet against him on the basis that all he does is throw kicks.
Yeah, he just throws kicks. And Davey Grant, I think, KO'd some Hawaiian recently quite badly. That was a good fight. You got a performance bonus for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's pretty old.
Yeah, looking at Eric Anders' record, he's got quite a lot of losses here. He lost to Khalil Roundtree, who's a donkey. Lost to Elias Theodorou, don't really know much about him. Krzysztof Jotko.
That was a Greek dude. The UFC let him go. He was too shit.
I know who that is. He's the kind of guy who'd dance around and literally just touch you without punching you, and then he'd win on points.
Long hair.
Yeah, gimp, actually, gimp.
Yeah, he was shit.
Yeah, he was basically a guy who just gamed the scoring system.
Yeah.
Without knowing how to fight. All right, I guess we should get back onto Spann versus what's his name? Cirkunov. I mean, we could do that thing where we bet on Spann to win and hedge with Cirkunov submission, but we're only winning £4. I don't know if it's worth it, because the amount you're getting if Spann wins is not great.
Yep. I really don't know. I'm kind of leaning more towards Spann in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably put that bet on.
Yeah.
Just because why not? I've got nothing else to do, so.
Fuck it.
Yeah, but it's not as if it's a good bet because you're not really winning much at all.
No, and then we can have a look at the safe come tomorrow. Maybe assess some of these fights.
Yeah. Do you know anything about Gavin Tucker?
No.
Neither do I.
No, I don't know much about Gavin Tucker. But I mean, initial look, I think I'm interested in Leon, Stewart, and Hack Barast for the wins.
Okay.
I'm not too sure about the others. But obviously, I need to look into that further. Martinez v. Davey Grant. I mean, Grant is pretty old. And Martinez is... I think that's a hard one. Who's the favourite here? Have you got the odds up from Jonathan Martinez and Davey Grant?
Yep.
I'm guessing Martinez is probably favourite.
Yeah, Martinez is minus 300.
Yeah, Davey Grant is really old, I think. 1985.
He's not that old.
He's not.
35.
For a bantamweight, that's pretty old.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty old for a bantamweight. So he's coming off 2 wins, though.
Yeah. The things with Davey Grant, he hasn't got that many fights in the UFC.
No, it's been very, very on and off, hasn't it? I mean, he joined the UFC in Ultimate Fighter finale. He joined the UFC in 2016. He's had 5 fights.
Yeah, his biggest win is Marlon Vera.
Yeah, and that was in 2016.
I mean, Grigory Popov, Martin Day, these are not big names.
No, not huge names. That was a good knockout, though, that left hook. Jonathan Martinez, he's been winning. I know he only kicks, but he has been winning.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Again, not big names here. Thomas Almeida, Frankie Sainz, Ping, Yuan, Liu.
Yeah, that Yul fight was pretty close as well. Like, he fucked Yul's leg up. That was a close fight.
Yeah. I'd probably just avoid this fight.
Yeah, fuck
I'd
this.
probably avoid it, yeah.
Fuck this. Yeah, I don't know. I think I might go with, for the safe, I might go with Darren, Leon and Nasrat for the safe, probably, if I do a bit more research.
Yeah, same. I need to look into the Darren Stewart fight a bit more, but yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, Darren Stewart looked pretty good against Holland.
He did. He did.
Yeah, and yeah, I'd be very surprised if Nasrat lost this fight. This guy coming in short notice, he's been training for like months. I'd be very surprised, but you never know. And Leon, again, I'd be very surprised if he lost.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I think those 3 maybe for the safe come, and then we can look at others. But yeah, back to the Cirkunov Spann fight. We have no idea how this will fucking go. Anything could happen. Cirkunov could submit him. Spann could win a unanimous decision or KO him. but I am leaning more towards Spann here. I think Spann may be able to keep him at range, work the takedown defense, work his way back up if he gets taken down. He's got a bit of jiu-jitsu himself as well. And then I think on the feet, he has the advantage.
I agree with you. I think the threat of Cirkunov on the ground is neutralized, as you said, by the jiu-jitsu, and is also by just the sheer size of Spann.
Big dude.
Yeah. Spann definitely wins on the feet all day, in my opinion. Yeah. I think you have to give the edge slightly to Spann. And on that basis, I'll be betting on Spann with a Cirkunov hedge. We only win a small amount if Spann wins, but it's something. And if Cirkunov gets a submission, then we get our money back, and it's a free bet. But yeah, that's not one for the parlay.
Yeah, definitely not. It's too close.
Yeah.
And at that weight as well. Anything, literally. Okay, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Please leave any comments if you've noticed something in a parlay, or if you know something about any of the fighters, anybody on the prelims or whatever. It's quite late now to assess more fights, I think. What is it? It's Thursday today, right?
Yeah.
Fights are on Saturday. So we do have an Instagram handle, grapplefk_media. Please follow us on that as well. And stay tuned for more upcoming events. We will be covering them. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.